Hello everyone, Brave Belly here. Today on the channel, I'm going to be eating and reviewing what's known amongst many as the most popular menu item available right now currently to our warfighter here in the States. This is menu number 10, the chili and macaroni. So this was recommended to me by a viewer, and not only that, I also Googled it and they said by far this is the most popular menu number. All right, so I'm curious to see if it's as good as they say. I hope you guys brought your appetite because you know I did. Without further ado, let's get the show on the road. All right, so just wanted to show you my little side guest over here. This is the current issue USMC bayonet. Not sure if they currently issue it, but this was the last issue bayonet. Check that out. This is the OKC3S, my favorite knife of all time. Gorgeous, gorgeous knife. If you're currently in the US military, USMC, let me know if they still hand these out to you guys or not. Curious to know. Yeah, but anyway, let's get on to the food. So if you guys like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I also have what's known amongst many to be the #1 most popular cold weather ration. They say this one is by far the best. This is the beef stroganoff with noodles. I'll probably do that one next. But like I said, today we're gonna do the macaroni and chili. So here we go. Not much to say about the packaging. Very industrial looking. Got that brown kind of cream color to it. Looks like ready for desert warfare. It's made to fight in the Middle East. Won't be saying much about that. Just gonna keep it all the way food related, okay? So first thing that fell out looks like a lemon poppy seed pound cake. Very nice. All right, quite sizable. And 300 calories. Nice. Then we have the chili and macaroni all right here in this packet. Oh, nice. We got a whole packet of Twizzler nibs. That's pretty cool. All right, straight off the out of the bodega. Okay. Then we have an accessory packet. I'm gonna open that in a second. We have the cheese spread with jalapenos. So apparently this is like they say the jalapeno cheese spread is like one of the most popular cheese spreads around, especially for the US MRE. So looking forward to that. I feel lucky to have that one. We have the famous US MRE spoon, the long spoon, relatively good quality plastic and nice and long. All right, with that brown color. We have a teriyaki beef stick. So this is like their, I guess like a Slim Jim, if you will. We have the heat pack, so we're gonna do that right now. And we have some orange beverage and crackers, veggie crackers too. So these are, I feel like I got lucky with this one because I got like all the better items, I think. So right now, let's just heat up the food. Now this is a 2026 meal, so this is considered like fresh for military food. Gonna put that in right now. Now just in case you guys are wondering, no, I'm not a military vet, never was in the military. I just like eating rations. And my taxes paid for this, so that's why I'm doing it. And yeah. Just slush that around. Filled it to the line. And let's see what it says about this chili and mac. It just says macaroni and beef sauce. All right. The cool thing is we did get Tabasco. Now, hopefully that starts heating up any minute. I do hear a slight sizzle, so that's always a nice sign. All right, let's see what's in this accessory packet. We do have matches, which is interesting because I don't know why they would give you matches, being that this is, you know, one of these heating pads. But they do give them to you just in case. What do we have here? These matches are designed especially for damp climates, but they will not light when wet or after long exposure, several weeks to very damp air. Check them out. All right, these are like your typical common available everywhere in America matches. We get these paper matches as opposed to like in Europe and other countries where they're wood matches. Okay, these are the most typical available everywhere matches. Okay, so they don't really look like military matches to me. I'm sure they're probably novel to people abroad, but over here, nothing spectacular about them, just basic ass matches. All right, we do have a moist towelette. We'll use this later. We also have some TP. All right, so it's the name of the brand is called Lighthouse, and this is what it's looking like. Always good to have TP, of course. Never know when nature calls. And let's see. So, they're basically just like napkins in a way. All right, so nothing spectacular about them. There's looks like 4 pieces of napkins, okay? So that's what we have for toilet paper. All right, of course, the famous Tabasco, we will have that with the mac and cheese. And then we have 2 chiclets or gums and a salt. So let's check out this beverage. So apparently you're supposed to mix this beverage. It's an electrolyte drink in this bag, but since I have a glass, I want you guys to see how everything presents and how everything looks. So I'm just gonna do it in a glass. And I already smell it, it's just like Tang, okay? So it's like that synthetic orange flavor. Ooh, looks very Americanized. And I mean by that, look how bright orange. So lots of colorings in there to make it look very visually appealing. And you know what? I messed up. I should have just poured it into the water. And that's what I will do. I'm sure a lot of warfighters do that if they do have water bottles. Just direct. So this is already very different from many of the European style rations because how bright it is. Usually their beverages are not too color appealing. The reason being is they don't use a lot of the food colorings that we use. It's probably illegal in those countries. They care about stuff like that. Here in America, it's apparently not important. And it is what it is. Let's give it a taste. Not gonna lie, very good, just the way I like it. All right, very sweet and like very orangey, but synthetic, like tangy orange, almost like a Gatorade, okay? But basically, that's what it tastes like. All right, let's see about these while we wait for this to heat up. And I must say, this is so weak, but we're gonna eat it just the way they want us to, just like this. I'm not gonna do any extra heating. I'm gonna eat it just like an American warfighter would, just lukewarm. Unfortunately, the heating packs here suck in the United States. They barely ever heat up the food. A lot of our warfighters just eat it straight up cold. They don't even bother with it. Take that for what it is. I do have my own personal commentary about topics like that, but maybe today just won't say much about it, but all right, so this is the spreadable cheese. All right, so that's literally all the cheese that's available. So you can't say it's a lot, but it just is what it is. And it smells very much like what we're used to with like those little snacks that you would get when you're a kid. You know, like the synthetic cheeses with the crackers. I forget what it's called. I used to never get those. My parents would never get that for me, but yeah. And the cheese, it's good. It's very rich, but tastes like canned cheese, okay? So not gonna lie, although this is like a bunch of like synthetic stuff, it does the job. It has a lot of flavor, especially the cracker. You know, it's seasoned as far as the vegetable flavor. So it's really nice. Basically like a chicken bouillon or something like that. Not bad at all. We're gonna save one of these crackers. We're gonna eat alongside the mac and cheese just to give, you know, a little more depth to the experience. But so far, not bad. Like I said, I feel lucky. I feel like I hit the jackpot with getting like all the delicious stuff. You know what? Let's see about this teriyaki stick. All right, that's what it's looking like. It's a big old fat cigar, basically. And it just smells like like a pepperoni, you know? It has like that acidic smell to it, like a pepperoni does in a way. You don't get a strong taste of teriyaki. It's not like very sweet. It tastes more like a pepperoni than like a teriyaki stick. But honestly, it's not bad at all. Now I'm doing a little pepperoni and cheese over here just to give more depth to the experience. And we're gonna just pull this out because it's not getting hotter at all. This is the famous American freaking heaters. They're terrible. They're like the worst on the entire planet, if I'm gonna be honest. As far as other heaters or as far as other countries are concerned. Gonna refrain from talking too much smack, but it is what it is. You guys see it's not working, so it's not like I'm being biased, I'm being honest. And let's open everything up. I'm gonna put this in a bowl as well, just so you guys can see everything. But I'll be honest, everything tastes relatively decent, okay? Yes, it tastes synthetic and it's not like real food. This is like snacks. This is literally like children's snacks, but it doesn't taste horrendous or anything like that. So I feel lucky about that. Now this is what it's looking like. Pretty nice, all right? So nice and chunky. It has a strong like tomato smell, which is nice. Almost like a Chef Boyardee type of smell. And that's what it's looking like, guys. Almost like a lasagna or something. I'm gonna first bite it. Ready? Yeah, it's lukewarm. It'd be nice if it was hot, but we obviously don't have that option. Another way people would heat this up is put this on the engine bay. If they're, you know, if they're in a Humvee or something like that. Yeah, it's not bad. You do get like the different taste of the macaroni. It has some substance to it. It's not like overly cooked where it just falls apart. No, you have to chew on it. You do taste the little bits of the beef. So that's nice. And it does have like an overwhelming flavor of like that tomato Chef Boyardee type of synthetic canned tomato paste or tomato sauce. Definitely we're gonna have to do it up with the Tabasco. They expect you to. That's why they provide it now. Apparently this was so popular. Like, apparently the Tabasco was included since like the 80s. And it was so popular that even if when they changed all the menus, they still included the Tabasco. I definitely think Tabasco is overrated as far as hot sauces are concerned. Wow, like literally nothing is coming out of this. Okay, now. Not too much. All right, gonna mix that up. Why don't we continue with this? This is like a pizza, if you will, now, because this does have the tomato sauce. So we have cheese, tomato sauce, a little macaroni, Sure, a lot of war fighters have done it this way. Guys, let me know in the comments if you're a soldier, if you actually had it like this. But that's how I'm gonna have it. Cheers, guys. I could definitely see why this is one of the most popular one. Although it's definitely like children's food, it's not the worst, all right? And I could see this being very like, this is like gas station food, you know? It's not real food, it's crap, but it's palatable. Surprisingly nice bites. We have flavored crust, you know, the cracker has like that bouillon flavor, so it's salty and pleasant. Then we have like that cheese spread, it's jalapeno cheese spread. Then we have them, you know, the mac and cheese with the relatively substantial bits of macaroni. We have some bite in the actual pieces of beef, and we have quite passable and decent sauce. So quite complex here. Oh yeah, don't forget the teriyaki stick. So this is definitely gonna have to be the best menu number, because I have tried all of them, and this one definitely stands out. Let's see about this moist towelette, since I'm getting all dirty. Now it's just a paper towelette, so not the best quality. Usually the better ones are a fabric. But the good thing is, it's not scented with any like weird smells. Very neutral, just moist, okay? It doesn't have like an alcohol smell or a chemical smell, which is good. Really nice, especially with that little zing from the Tabasco. Pretty good. Now, my viewers from other countries that are watching this are probably saying to themselves, wow, this is not real food made for a soldier. This is like children's food. And I get your take on it. However, I do also look at it from a different perspective. I feel like the American military makes their food in a way where it's made just to squeeze down, shove down real quick. We're not camping here, okay? We're not sitting down and eating amongst men and, you know, telling stories like we're camping. No, this is, you're squeezing it down, you're getting calories in the body, and you're moving on. You're meant to come back to the base and eat actual food in the cafeteria, not to be camping, all right? So that's just my thoughts on that. All right, this is the final two snacks. Let me wash some of this down. Yeah, like I said, sweet, but, and nice appealing color. Has like a basically a orange Gatorade flavor. All right, let's do this first, the pound cake, the lemon pound. All right, it looks like everything is kept really well, as it should. It's 2026, so this is relatively fresh. It has a nice lemon vanilla smell. And here we go. Lots of poppies, so you will fail a drug test. I wonder. Oh yeah, so good. Very rich in that sweet vanilla flavor. Almost like it's frosted, even though it's not. But it has a taste like if it had like melted sugar on top. That's how it tastes like. Lemon with melted sugar on top, even though there isn't any. That's how good the flavor is. Wow, really nice. Not gonna lie, guys, super pleasantly surprised about this one. Real nice. Can't forget these. I would say that was the most delicious part of the entire meal. It's like very savory, very sweet and rich. The texture is good too. It's not dry. It's like perfect. All right, then we have the famous Twizzler nibs. I love Twizzlers. Here, check that out. Those are the nibs. These are probably like the ends of when they make Twizzlers, the parts that don't make the cut or get thrown back into the machine. Basically, they taste like cherry candy. It's basically a cherry candy licorice for you that don't know. Nice chewable, delicious cherry flavor. Look, it says that apparently it's a low-fat snack, which is hilarious. They're trying to market it like this is healthy or something. By the way, the United States MREs, 100% of them have pesticides. It was recently they did like scientific testing on them. 100% of these have pesticides. Apparently like 60% of which are from China. Yeah. Sad but true. No, that's the last of it. I'm surprised we didn't get any gum. I'm sorry, no coffee, no tea, none of that stuff, no creamer. I don't miss it, but I thought this always had it. The salt I didn't use. I didn't feel like we needed any. But all in all, not a bad experience, very novel, you know. Basically, this tasted like eating like children's snacks, you know. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. They say this is the best one. It's better than the regular MREs because this is for winter warfare, so higher calorie content. And it's made by a company that does camping food. So apparently they say this is the best one. So looking forward to trying this one next. Menu number 1, beef stroganoff with noodles. But yeah, let's see about this gum. Good crunch, real soft when you bite into it. Like almost delicate, you know, like tastes top shelf. Peppermint flavor. Really nice finisher, right? I would say the quality of the gum is definitely there, 10 out of 10. All in all, I would give this menu a solid 10, but only for American military rations. Is it as good as like a lot of these European foods where you actually heat up and has real potatoes and carrots and onions and, you know, and smoked paprika and stuff like that? No, it's definitely not as good. It's not like real food, but this is definitely like a delicious take on military rations. If you guys stayed along for this long, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, signing off.